Um, First, thanks for this opportunity in OW2 to tell a story about a project we are working on now in the Lebanese government, and to tell you also how we selected an open source platform. I will maybe start by some facts about the country to give you the context of this project and different important information about the scope of the project, and then tell you how we have selected an open source platform and why, based on what, and then maybe give you some information about the future we are visioning about that and about our local market. Maybe little word about some words about the structure of the e-government in Lebanon and who is working on it. In Lebanon we don't have a Ministry of Information Technology. We have the Ministry of Telecommunication, which is responsible of infrastructures, mobile infrastructure and networking. And we have an important project to have a fiber optics in Lebanon now, which is very important. We have the 3G, and we are working to have the 4G within several months, maybe in 1 or 2 years. OMSAR, it's Office of the Minister of State for Administrative Reform. This is a governmental structure which has been created 15 years ago to help administration in simplification and modernization. Simplifications, which could be reorganization, re-engineering of the structure, simplification of procedures, and automation of procedures inside the administration, and have some global and national projects as e-government, as interoperability between different administrations, and so on. Our role is to have some funds from different international organizations and from the government of Lebanon to identify projects in different administrations or to identify national projects and make the whole procurement process and monitor, control the projects till the final deliverables. OMSAR, we are working closely with the Prime Minister Office. We are working closely with different administrations. We are not directly with citizens. We are more working with administration. We are the advisory group in the Lebanese government about information technology, and we work also very closely with the Ministry of Telecommunication about infrastructure, about data centers, and so on. Some facts about our country, which is very important. This will give you more information about the context of the project. We are about 4 million in Lebanon, and we are about 12 million outside Lebanon. This is very important because for any national project, we should take into consideration the Lebanese diaspora existing in different countries in the world. That's why for any project, for any website, we should have Arabic, English, and French, at least these 3 languages. And the first e-services, I will tell you about that, is with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in order to say to our diaspora that we are working also for you and not for the people for the Lebanese citizen in Lebanon. The context of the project is, you know, in Lebanon we can say why we are working on to automate, to have an IT and telecommunication, because there is some tensions in the region. The political context is very difficult, as you may know about that. We have a serious lack of endorsement and commitment to have a priority to really modernize the administration. Then we still are looking for some endorsement from different administrations to have the commitment of our projects. The administration in Lebanon has a real structural problems now. There is no units about strategic planning. There is no units about real human resources management. And capacity building, it's more about some training sessions we can have in different area. This is the context. We are working with different specialized organization and administrations about that. There is a huge difference between some administration about ICT. You have some ministries which are very advanced, as Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Economy, and others. Pardon. But you have some administration which still on the manual level, all procedures are completely manual. And this difference between administrations also a real important. We should have some, let's say, we should improve the relationship between the citizen and the administration, even if the level of automation is not so advanced. And this is also a very important issue and very important information to design the projects. About e-government, as you know, e-government means that we have to transform manual procedures to automated procedures. Then we have some what we call a legal framework. Legal framework is about electronic transactions law, privacy law. We prepared some projects of laws, and they are in the Parliament of Lebanon now, and they still there. And we have also to work to have the endorsement of the Parliament and to adopt those laws, because they are very important for this transformation of from the manual to the electronic. Other positive facts: telecommunications becomes very acceptable. We have now an infrastructure which is which we can work with. Then we can have with our existing infrastructure some connections which are very very important. We have a dynamic software market as our private sector. You know, in Lebanon, the private sector is very dynamic in Lebanon. We have some offshore companies, we have some nearshore companies, and we have different international companies which are represented in Lebanon. Maybe just a comment on that. The most important companies in the world, they have in general their headquarters in Lebanon for the Middle East and for the MENA area. Donc if you are looking for investing in the region, Lebanon could be a good platform for you. 5 minutes. Okay. About open source, there are some initiatives, but it's no real endorsement from the public sector. In the e-government, we are classified 87 from 193 countries. We have many challenges to do about that. The e-government portal, we tried to have some important concepts on that. The maturity level of e-services, which is a very important concept about that we started by the information maturity level, then we will have the e-form, then we will have the e-services integrated with e-services with manual procedures at the administration, e-services with automatic procedures at the administration. This will allow us to have some interaction with the citizen, even if procedures are not automated in the administration. Some integration, we can have an integration through the portal, then from the administration, someone can connect to the portal and have this the e-service and the procedure, or it could be integrated with the existing information system. We have in the design a future extension for strong authentication, e-payment and e-signature. We are ready for interoperability with different administrations, and we have different languages. The project is ongoing now, and it should be go live the first quarter of 2013. We will have also mobile applications about information about procedures, and we are planned some other languages because also the Lebanese diaspora exists in America Latin, and we are planned to have about 500 e-services in the next 5 years. Open source. Why open source? We selected open source. The selection of open source was not based on a strategy of Lebanese government about open source. It was not based on a decision made by some administration about we should go to the open source. No. We have a RFP, request for proposal, with our requirements, and we received different offers. Some offers with Microsoft, some offer with Oracle, some offer with IBM, and some other offers with open source platforms. Then the open source came to us, and we didn't have a real let's say, awareness about what open source could help in administration. Why the 2 minutes, okay? When we had the, maybe I will need just 2 other minutes, sorry. Why we selected that? We made some, let's say, a risk assessment about open source. We had in the offer a complete solutions. We have the portal, we had the ESB, we had the database, we had the directory, we had all different components we need, which is what we required. It's based on open standards. The Lebanese market is service-oriented. Then we don't have products in Lebanon, but we have a dynamic software companies which are able to understand and to learn about open source. Then they can give us some services about that. This will lead us to think about open source strategy in Lebanon. Then the let's say the benefit of this project is not only to select the open source platform, but also to tell us what we can do with open source. The guarantee we have in the compliance we have with open standards is our partners. It's sure that we cannot have a success of this project without our partners. The first one is engineering, which is our international partner. They brought an open source expertise and also an expertise on e-government. And LevantNet, which is the local partner, and they have an important experience in Lebanese administration. These 2 partners are working on the project, and I think we have one objective is to have this project with success based on open source platform, and maybe go further to have maybe an open source vision and an open source strategy for Lebanon. Thank you very much. Sorry for the delay.